on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Make a wish. my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit. Versace on my wrist, baby, make a wish. You could sell your Rari, but you can't afford my outfit.
You were looking live at Road Atlanta, Brazelton, Georgia, just outside of Atlanta, one of the biggest cities in the southern U.S. Started in 1969, this 2.54 mile track through the hills was designed with the first race opening at the facility in 1974. You see just over 4 kilometers long. 25 degrees Celsius today, humidity at 60%. A little bit of a gust of breeze, and lots of elevation changes through the 11 corners of this course. The track went into receivership at once through the mid-70s and was bought out of receivership by Don Panos, who owned the American Le Mans Series. Bought the racetrack. This was one of the many purchases of Don Panos, including Canadian Tire Motorsports Park as qualifying underway again, the virtual Road Atlanta. The Panos then started holding the Petit Le Mans here, one of the most famous sports car races in the United States. There you see Howell on the track right now, making his qualifying run through turn 10 A and B, otherwise known as the chicane at the end of the long back straightaway. And I'm joined on the broadcast by Jordan. What do you think? Road Atlanta through the hills, beautiful course.
Been a lot of incredible racing back in the GT3 series so far. Tonight should be no exception. Watch those GT3 cars battle. Also, we've had a lot of point shuffling atop the GTE cars, so we'll see how that shakes out tonight.
Again, still watching Troy Powell getting after it. Now it looks like Andrew Hewitt on the course in his Ferrari, making a hot lap through turn 1 and up the hill. This is one of the toughest spots in the course. This blind right-hander, very easy to go off driver's left. And then you work through your way down through the S's, turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, and back out onto the short straight that leads to the double right-handers, turn 6 and 7. Beautiful overhead view by the iRacing chopper cam. Again, Hewitt trying to get it done in that Ferrari. Quite a ways down the qualifying chart right now. 123 was his first lap. So really trying to improve on that. Andrew Hewitt. And hustling down the hill. Big elevation change there, and the car compresses so much at the bottom. Through 10A, 10B, up the hill, under the bridge. And never lifting. Hewitt, he was skating there, almost got off on driver's left. Hey, picks up some time. Not a whole lot of spots, but picked up some time. Andrew Hewitt in the Ferrari, making his run. The story.
How about JP Alfonso and Codwalder both ahead of Salazar right now? It's off the GTE leaderboard. Those three run 1, 2, 3 respectively with 4 minutes left in qualifying.
There was JP in his Porsche, and I guess this is his home track. He doesn't live far from Road Atlanta. As you see, Domenico Massi Big story last week. He's P1 so far. And it looks like he shut her down. He is done his qualifying lap, and we'll wind up P1 now. Jose Puig on the track right now. There's the new guy from the Ferrari.
Puig has to pick up less than a tenth, 36 hundredths, to move into P1 and GT3. See if he's got the speed working through 11 and 12.
Needs speed of 119.84.
And that'll do it. A 119.624 moves Jose Puig to the top of the speed charts.
So you see the order there. There's Zach Sternhagen. Oh, excuse me, Kevin Ayers. Ayers in the Lamborghini now. He works down into corner 10. Qualifying, just wrapping up. A couple minutes left. Juan Salazar sitting third quick on the board right now.
Kevin Ayers had to pick up 3/10 for a spot. That lap did not count, had an off at some point, so he'll sit back in 15th.
There you see Kevin Ayers still on the clock. Working out now down into 6 and 7.
Move over to David Barnes. Now had a rough first lap. He's sitting back 12th overall, dead last in class. He works his way through turn 10. 11 and 12, dumping him back out onto the front stretch here.
He'll pick up a couple seconds if he wants to pass some drivers. Passes a few, but in GT3.
The good news is he's going to get moved up to 7th after they pick the GT3 cars out. He'll be up there with all the GTs. Kevin Ayers taking another stab at it. Needs to pick up 3/10 for a spot. Works through 10, 11, and 12 out onto the front stretch. See what he can do.
Like he found a little bit of speed on his second lap. Wasn't able to move him up in the standings. So qualifying has come to an end, or it will in a couple seconds. We'll welcome in our pole sitter right now, Thomas Caldwalder. And hey, good lap here at Road Atlanta.
Thank you. Yeah, it was pretty good.
What's the secret to getting around this place?
What's that?
What's the secret to getting around this place?
Knowing when to use the curbs and when not to use the curbs. Some of them here are pretty brutal, and some of them are very good for lap time. So it's a balance.
I don't know if you knew this, but the guy who qualified second, he could be all over you. This is his home track.
Oh, really?
He's actually, I think he's competed here before, raced here before, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that.
Well, what's it going to take to get to victory lane here tonight?
Consistency and not getting a 40-second penalty on pit lane entry.
Thomas Caldwalder, good luck, my friend. Congratulations on a great qualifying run.
Thank you.
Welcome in, JP Alfonso. Second quick in qualifying, and the home track advantage here, isn't it?
I don't know. I think it's a little bit of luck, to be honest. Yeah.
Hey, you're with some fast company up front. We've seen how fast Thomas Caldwalder is, as well as Juan Salazar. What's it going to take to stick with those guys here tonight?
I don't know. I think a little bit of help from heaven, probably. That's what I'm gonna need. You know, I never raced this track with this hot temperature, so the car feels completely different than practice.
Now we know you're from Atlanta, so a home track race for you, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like 10 minutes from this track.
Now, you've driven on the track before, correct?
Yes, yes, correct.
What kind of stuff have you wheeled around there?
I took a couple of classes when I first bought my Hellcat. I took a few seminars with Chin Motorsports. It's a car club local here. They teach you to drive your car and make sure you don't do any anything dangerous that end up hurting you or anything like that. And definitely the Porsches. I always bring the Porsches when I can.
What's it like to go to this place as a spectator? And like, have you ever been to like one of the Petit Le Mans races?
Yeah, I try to come. Usually when those events are here, usually on Sundays is when I can come. But yeah.
What's it like? What's it like as a fan here? Good experience?
Oh yeah, it's good. It's always full of people, good energy. Yeah.
Good stuff. JP Alfonso, second quick. Good luck today, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
Now we're welcoming the Florida Flash, Juan Salazar. Tell us about your run there. Third quick.
Yeah, I was having a little bit of a struggle with the grip during qualifying, but I'm happy. I'm happy with third. That's cool.
Now, did you take any notes from the local boy, JP? This is his home track.
Not really. I'm just gonna try not to crash against him today.
What's it gonna take to get to victory lane here at Road Atlanta?
You know, I think the tires are going to be super important here today. So taking care of the tires and managing traffic, staying out of trouble.
Good stuff. And right in the thick of the championship picture, I mean, you're looking for 3 in a row. This could be the night to add some points to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think to even have a chance, I would have to win tonight and next race. And I think Thomas will have to do really bad. So. I mean, it's in the possibilities, but, just want to have some fun and try to win.
Two-time series champ Juan Salazar qualified third. Good luck, my friend.
Thanks, bud.
Well, they're getting set to go, Jordan. Heck of a lineup. As we get to talk to Juan Salazar there in the top 3, actually. All in GTE.
7 GT3 cars lined up on, GTE cars lined up on the grid. Well behind them, we've got our 11 GT3 cars ready to take the green, led by Massey. Led by Puig. They head down into turn 10 under caution here. Following JP Alfonso, strong qualifying run for him.
It should be a good one. Brazelton, Georgia. Also a short track right around the corner from here, so the National Speedway.
What a jump by Codwalder. He gets 3-4 car lengths before they even get to the line. He's going to lead him at the stripe, too wide further back, but for the most part, they drop down to single file. JP Alfonso has given chase. He's got pressure out back from Salazar.
Salazar going after Alfonso as they work their way through 2, 3, and now down the hill through the S's. And they'll work on to turn 5, which leads out onto the first straightaway in the outback area. Big green section from the top of that hill. Oh, got one off on driver's right.
Ian Carter took a spin to his right.
And Carter now up and rolling right out in front of the GT3 cars, including Domenico Massey, as they work their way through 6 and 7. And they'll hit the backstretch back towards the clubhouse.
Doesn't look like any physical damage on that GTE car, but he does have a lot of ground to make up.
6.1 seconds behind 6th place David Barnes.
Good news is for him, he knows his car isn't beat up enough to the point where he can still stay out in front of the GT3 cars and gap them pretty easy. This is your battle for the lead back here in GT3. Massey leading Powell as they work through turn 10 and spill themselves out onto the front stretch to complete lap 2.
All the cars now working up the hill out of turn 1. Now you see the GT3 cars into 1. And up the hill, this is one of the trickiest braking points right here. With the little final right here turn. Alfonso, he's dropped back to about 0.8 of a second behind Cadwalder, and he has got Salazar breathing down his neck.
But these three, though, walk away from the field a full 3 seconds ahead of Porras. He sits back there in 4th. They just run nose to tail out front here.
Alfonso in the Porsche. You see him leading Salazar by half a second, but the Florida Flash, he's got to make up some ground, win some races if he wants to overtake Cadwalder in the championship hunt. Down into the chicane, Alfonso still holding the advantage. And look at this wet, hot mess. GT3, Domenico Massi leading Troy Powell. And now we got a bid by Flamini. He took a peek to the inside of Powell.
6 cars here, all within about, well, these 5 cars at least, all within about a half a second of each other. Massi started to step away. He's got about a second on Powell so far. Flamini working on Powell for 9th.
All it took was Flamini to make that one bid on Powell through the chicane, and that allowed Massi to get away from him. And Powell sits 2nd, Flamini 3rd. Then you're looking at Levesque in the red Ferrari and Hoskins behind them.
These cars working to the hairpin. More of a double right as they spill themselves onto the backstretch. Sternhagen straightaway. High-speed section of track.
Salazar just able to make a move on Alfonso. He's lucky he didn't get a slowdown there. He was off driver's left.
See, that's the thing about Juan Salazar. I've raced with him, I've raced against him, and he's just so consistent. He'll sit back there and wait for you to make a mistake lap after lap, and as soon as you do, he capitalizes every time. Already gapped at JP Alfonso by half a second. Working back here in GT3 now, following your 3rd place driver. He started to lose your front 2.
There we see Emilio Garcia. Shallow, ran wide, and tough place there. Luckily didn't gather anybody else up. He gets rolling again in that green Ferrari. Garcia now back in 19th spot.
Flamini still holding off at Gagala GT3 cars. He's got Levesque and Hoskins right behind him. They work back through the double right-hander at the end of the track. 5 minutes into this 45-minute feature. Currently working on lap 4 for the GTE cars.
And trying to figure out what happened to Jose Puig, who didn't report. On the initial start, the car stepped out on him. It veered right and a hard contact through the concrete wall. And that has put your point leader behind the 8 ball and deep in this pack.
Ian Carter, he had early difficulties. He was 6 seconds back from anybody. He's finally caught Barnes. He's about half a second behind there. Flamini gets bumped out into the grass. He'll recover. Stays in the hunt for this position, but he's going to lose a bunch. He drops from 3rd all the way back to 5th.
I think it was him and Hoskins that got together. Sorry, that's Levesque in the red Ferrari. And you see Sternhagen, big Star Wars fan. See the red insignia on the front of that machine. There's Hoskins in the 16. Works down the backstretch, 11th overall, 4th in class, ahead of Sternhagen and trailing Levesque.
Watching Hoskins now. He runs 4th. Moving up to JP Alfonso. He has stayed with Salazar the whole time. looking to make a move, waiting for an opportunity. He's about a half a second back. This is your battle for second overall.
Great job. Now downhill through the S's. Alfonso chasing Juan Salazar. Now into turn 5. Spin back over the first straightaway.
These two have been using each other up all race, and we'll see what that does to these cars as we keep on going. But out front, Codwalder has just not made a mistake. He's leading away from these two.
There's a replay. Carter sweeping to the inside of Barnes. They got close. Stayed off each other. Good job by each other of giving room. Just downhill through the S. Some good racing by Carter and Barnes. As they do battle for 6th in GTE.
Watching this battle back for 2nd in GTE. JP Alfonso and Juan Salazar. They run 6 seconds behind your leader. We got a car around. Jeff Horace running 5th in GTE right now. Gets back up and running.
Horace has been in the thick of the battle, up for 3rd and 4th at most places. Sits 5th here right now. Alfonso in 3rd.
There seems to be one guy every single season who just has the ability to walk away from the field in the GTE cars. It's been Salazar a couple times now. Codwalder has kind of taken the torch, and JP Alfonso, I mean, props to him. He's found the speed to keep up with Juan Salazar the last few weeks.
Here's the Hoskins, 4th in GT3. How about this Salazar? Yeah, well, fastest lap of the night by far, Cadwalder. With a 16:55. JP Alfonso, 2nd quick lap. As now you see Hoskins, good battle with Levesque. Little Ferrari on Ferrari action down through turn 11. And out onto the front stretch, Hoskins made a bid for it. Going to try again, sweeps 2 drivers right, and the Ferraris will battle down into one. Hoskins gets in there deep on the bottom. Levesque tried the crossover move, unable to pull it off. Now he's got company from Sternhagen in his back pocket. Again, a absolutely fabulous battle here for 3rd overall in GT3.
Q had a chance to stuff it in, but he would have been on the high side coming into the next corner. He had to tuck back in line because Sternhagen was coming quick. Now they run nose to tail back here, 3rd through 5th in GT3.
Levesque, fastest lap of the trio so far tonight. Hoskins, Levesque, and Sternhagen. 8 and 9. Into the chicane next. This is quite the ride down this hill. It's a 3-story drop and then hard on the brakes. With all that extra momentum with a downhill run into that braking zone. And here you just never lift. It's a hairy ride. Through 11. Again, of these 3 drivers, Levesque a little quicker than the other 2 in terms of his fastest lap.
How about GTE fastest laps? Codwalder has the fastest by almost 8 tenths over anybody else in the field. He's continued to gap. He's got a full 5-second lead up there in GTE. Still following this 3-car battle back here in GT3.
Down the straightaway into 6 and 7.
These cars still working nose to tail. Levesque's begin to step away from Sternhagen just a little bit, keeping on the back bumper of Hoskins as they work through 10A and B. Onto this 11 and 12 double right-hander that dumps it back out onto the front stretch to complete lap number 9.
Closing in on the 13-minute mark of the 45 minutes that'll make up tonight's LATN GP sprint race, race number 5 of our 6-race tour. So far we've raced the Grand Prix course at the Nürburgring, we've raced at Sebring, also raced at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park in the Red Bull Ring. Round 5 here at Road Atlanta, home of Petit Le Mans. Of course, a big event for a number of iRacers this weekend. This is one of those big ones you circle on the calendar. It's not quite the 24-hour of Daytona, and maybe not the 24-hour of Spa, but it's right below there. Petit Le Mans, a 10-hour festival of speed going on this weekend. A bunch of splits Friday night and Saturday. And I know a number of these drivers coming back here to the virtual Road Atlanta this weekend as part of the LATAM GP Performance Racing Team. And if you are interested or you're watching the broadcast and think, hey, I got what it takes to come out here and do battle with these guys, I want to get on TV so my friends can see me iRacing on YouTube, by all means visit our website, search us on Facebook, LATAM GP, for more information on how to get involved in this growing series. You see two of the best in the series right now running for second and third. This all goes on 6 seconds behind our leader, Thomas Caldwalder. And our point leader, GT3, is in the pits, and he has been for just a bit. Jose Puig. Again, for all you Jose Puig fans out there, trouble on the start. The car took a bad right-hand turn on cold tires, and he buried it firewall deep to put a damper on his evening early on. He limped around for a bit, but right now they are on pit road fixing that Ferrari.
Battle still rages on for second here. JP Alfonso, Juan Salazar, 6 seconds behind your leader, Codwalder, who has not made a mistake all race. Pit stops coming up as we hit the 15-minute mark. Make our way back deeper in the field. Barnes making moves, trying to pick off some GT3 cars. He's got a ways to work.
Is Weston Adams in that red and yellow Ferrari. The Sharp Alfonso battle GTE. What's going on? Almost 12 seconds ahead of David Sharp. So the front three have really been able to walk this field. David Barnes, they're the Ohio driver. There's green and white Porsche out onto the front stretch. And into turn 1. There's your GT3 leader, Domenico Massi in the 4 machine. Beautiful red, white, and blue Lamborghini. And he is having a run here tonight.
3-second lead over Powell, who runs second. Another 4 seconds back to Hoskins, who has been able to gap Levesque a little bit. He's got a 2-second lead there. That's your top 4 in GT3 right now.
So your GT3 point leader, Jose Puig, again, struggles early. Second place in points, Steve Libretto, not here this evening. Kevin Ayers came into tonight third in points. With Brett Kincott fourth. Kincott is absent this evening. So Levesque in fifth. Domenico Massi in sixth. And it looks like the way Massi's having his run here tonight, he could move as high as third or fourth.
Puig obviously has a commanding lead on this division right now, up by almost 75 points coming into tonight.
Jeffrey Morin came in as the point leader, with Jeff Porras second, Thomas Caldwalder third, JP Alfonso in fourth, Benjamin Blanche in fifth, and Juan Salazar in sixth. But again, of the top 6 drivers in points, only 4 of them are here this evening, so really going to shuffle things up.
This is David Barnes looking to get past another GT3 car. That's Bora Kiesto. Barnes is going to be able to slip by on the right as Kiesto keeps up his 8th place run right now.
And there you see a good shot of the GT3 Porsche as well as the RSR GTE Porsche. Same but different. They got that Porsche look to them with slightly different aerodynamic package. It's neat to see the two of them coming down the straightaway together. The GTB and the GT3 Porsche.
Kiesto moves over. He's got lap traffic coming by. That's Salazar and Alfonso. They slip by on the left side as we reach the 18.5-minute point in this. Your leader's working on lap 15.
There's Jeff Porras. He is cocktailing Sharp, or David Sharp, excuse me, for 4th spot up the hill. And 2 now through 3. And then down the hill into 4. In for B, and then out onto 5. Down towards the double right-handers. Porras fast lap with 4/10 of a second quicker than Sharp's. This all going on 13.25 seconds behind JP Alfonso.
Again, your battle for 4th on screen right now. Closest battle on the track so far. Porras takes a look to the right, too far behind Sharp to matter. Gonna have to make up a couple car lengths if he wants to make a move.
Right there. The center a little bit of controversy the last few weeks. Got mixed up with JP Alfonso a few weeks ago at Nürburgring. And now you see Porras taking a peek to the inside of Sharp down to the 1. Sharp in that Rothmans livery will let him go by. David Sharp from the Midwest. Having a decent 5th place run here as he tries to stick with Jeff Porras. And that BMW. Sharp actually just took up go-karting recently. He's been racing in a go-kart league in St. Louis. Hasn't had probably the success he's wanted, but by the same token, has done reasonably well in the starts he's had. And definitely says it's exciting to get behind the wheel of a real race kart and do battle that way. Now you see Zachary Sternhagen, Newton, Iowa. He sits 5th. In GT3, here comes Salazar to his left. And Salazar will put a lap on Sternhagen. Sternhagen leading from Munich. And now here comes JP Alfonso up to put a lap on these two. Alfonso will get by Fernandez. Drives that Porsche deep into 6, swings it out wide, now through 7 they work. And here's with the horsepower of the GT3 car, she's taking over.
Head to the right, Alfonso. Clears that GTE car. believe that was Andrew Hewitt. Sorry, Zach Sternhagen. Gets by him. I believe all of the GTE cars have been lapped now. Massey obviously still leading the GTE cars. Juan Salazar into the pits. Your first leader. The duck down pit road had about 4 seconds on JP Alfonso. Here comes David Barnes, your second GTE car into the pits.
And this is exactly the halfway point of the race. 22 and a half down. 22 and a half to go. There's Roberto Flamini, the Italian. On his way down to the S's. At turn 5 as he takes off. In search of Zach Sternhagen. He's 6 tenths back. This is for position. 11th overall. And 5th in class.
Juan Salazar is going to come out 5th. He's going to be about 22 seconds behind his third place where, he came off 2nd on the track. He's about 22 seconds behind that. JP Alfonso running 2nd. David Sharp took over 3rd, and Codwalder extended his lead almost 12 seconds.
Codwalder on pit road now. Salazar and Forrest have both pitted. Both of them in a 12-second range on pit stop, so we'll see how that plays out. We have seen guys come up short. And usually if a number of guys are taking 12 and 13 seconds and one guy takes 9, he could have a problem. So we'll see. Obviously you want to get away with as minimum time as possible on pit lane as we watch Roberto Flamini.
Brian Hoskins goes to pit exit. Ian Carter ducks his car onto pit road. He had moved up to third, sorry. We watch Roberto Flamini. He hunts Zach Sternhagen. This is for 4th in class. Back in GT3.
It looks like Hoskins, the only of the GT3 leaders to pit. He took 17 seconds of fuel.
Something happened to Massey. His lead just got cut in half. Even more. Down to about half a tenth. Codwalder on the pit road. JP Alfonso on the pit road. Lots of action down in the pits. There's Roberto Flamini. He just drives his car off the track through the pylons. He's working in 5th right now. Got a couple of cars hot behind him. Kevin Ayers right on his heels.
Ayers has had a great run. Started all the way back in the 16th spot, now up to 12. And looking behind Flamini. Here's Troy Powell.
He's about half a second behind Massey right now. Trying to figure out what happened to Massey. He's still yet to make his pit stop. And he had about a 9-second lead before something happened and it got narrowed down to half a second.
I think, looking at the lap times, Powell just flat out ran him down. Troy Powell, in that yellow Ferrari, you can see the gap from 15 seconds. Went straight down.
These two still battle for the lead in GT3.
Look at Massey's times. He's running 121s. Powell was able to dip down into the 120s and just slowly picked away at it. And now Powell coming to pit road. As here's Salazar, the Florida Flash, your leader. And not sure what happened there. He's in some heavy lap traffic, 3 wide. Down Sternhagen straightaway.
3 wide Yorkie style through the traffic. He's got clear track in front of him now. He's already made his pit stop. Something happened to Codwalder on his pit stop. He took an extra 4 seconds, and that was the difference. That's what dumped Juan Salazar into the lead. He's got a 2-second lead as we work on minute 28, lap 21 right now. Juan Salazar comes across the line in first.
But Codwalder not too far behind, 2 seconds back. And 2 cars.
And a 10th faster on that last lap than Juan Salazar.
Salazar flying down through the S's in the BMW. There's Codwalder. Look through lap traffic. Turn 5 now down the backstretch. Gets by Troy Powell. Again, Powell having a great run.
And your leader in GT3, Domenico Massi, ducks down pit road.
So Massi on pit road, we'll see where he comes out. Will Powell be able to pull off the undercut? I'm thinking not. Powell took 18.7 seconds of fuel.
Yeah, he did have 42 seconds to make up.
Massi took under 15 seconds. So about 3 seconds difference on the pit stop. You see Powell, or you see Massi flashing by, so Massi definitely keeping the lead. Hoskins able to gain 3 spots through pit stops. Sternhagen also up 3, Ayers up 3, and Barnes at a 36-second stop. Must have taken tires. We'll see how that works out for the GT car. Barnes.
Kesto is your only remaining driver on the track who is yet to pit. He runs 3rd in GT3. Gonna drop like a rock from there after his pit stop. But right now, Domenico Massi, your leader. 6-second lead over Powell. And he just keeps driving his line. Working behind Juan Salazar right now.
Massi doing what he has to do as he runs right between the 1st and 2nd place drivers in GTE. And Massi going to cut into Jose Puig's point lead quite a bit here today if he can finish this off with a little less than 15 minutes to go. Codwalder in the Porsche up the hill. And oh, tough spot to catch Domenico Massi. Massi will let him go by on the downhill. It's tough in that section. There's really nowhere for the GT3 cars to hide.
Tried to get out of the way, just couldn't drift the car up to the outside too much. Held up Codwalder for a little bit. Lost him about a second to Juan Salazar. Codwalder working on to Sternhagen straightaway.
So he's got 13.5 minutes to reel in a 4-second lead by the Florida Flash. He can see Juan Salazar through the Lexan out front. And here comes Alfonso. He works up behind Massi. He'll dive it to the inside, heading into 10A. And now through 10B. Up the hill under the Fox Factory Bridge. And through turn 11. Third place car, 3.2 seconds behind Thomas Cadwalder, is JP Alfonso.
Move back to Lebescu. He's in traffic right now. Having a solid run, runs 4th in GT3.
So Portis just got by him. That red white BMW. There's Lebescu. Up the hill he comes. There's another one of the GT cars gets by David Barnes. Or sorry, Ian Carter. This Carter trying to reel Portis in. This is the battle for 4th. Carter was quite a ways back. But his quickest lap, 0.4 of a second better than Portis. These two, despite driving a BMW and a Porsche, are teammates. Carter, the Pennsylvania driver, trying to reel in Jeff Portis. 0.7 of a second back. Right about here, the draft takes huge effect. GTE cars tug down the hill. And into 10A and B. Carter still going to grip, trying to reel in Jeff Portis.
Yeah, Carter had a rough start, was at the back of the GTE pack. At least in the hunt for 4th now. They're a full 20 seconds back from JP Alfonso. Your front 3 have spaced themselves out 3 seconds apart each. Cadwalder has slowly started to pick back away at Juan Salazar's lead. This is the closest race on the track right now, as we approach 10 minutes remaining.
I'll tell you one that's going to get closer before the end of this one. Troy Powell. He's reeling in Domenico Massi again for the GT3 lead. That gap is down to 3 seconds. There's Carter in 5th. Still trying to get away by Jeff Portis.
About 6 car lengths separate these two. Again, this is for 4th.
Just checking the times out front to keep you up to speed. Salazar still leads by 3 seconds. Cadwalder by 3 seconds over Alfonso. And Powell now 2.6 seconds behind Massi for GT3 lead.
Cadwalder's been progressively catching Juan Salazar the last few laps. He's dropped it from about 4 seconds to about 2.5. Not sure if he's gonna have enough time to do anything with it. Following Jeff Portis right now. He's out front of Ian Carter. Been holding off Carter for a few laps.
Still about 9 minutes left, so 6 laps or so left to go. Lots of racing. You see Jeff Portis right past the GT3 car. Powell, sorry, checking out Hoskins.
Working through turns 10A and B. Brian Hoskins now. Solid run for him. He runs 3rd in GT3. Working through 11 and 12 onto the front straightaway. And into the hard right-hander.
Move to the side, give lane to Carter. And now takes off again in pursuit of Jeff Portis. I thought Powell was running Massi in, but that lead is growing back to 3.5 seconds. After Powell had cut it down to under 3.
Same with Cadwalder. He had been eating into Juan Salazar's lead. but hasn't made any more progress. While JP Alfonso, he runs third right now, 4 seconds behind Codwalder for second. He works his way through lap traffic. Ian Carter now back in fifth. He's putting the pressure on Porras again. They've been going at it for 5-6 minutes now. David Sharp back here at sixth. He's 16 seconds behind that Ian Carter Porras battle. As he's working on the lap car now. Takes a look to the right side. He'll have advantage going into this corner. And successfully makes the pass on that lap car.
The chicane 10A and 10B. That goes to third place, JP Alfonso. There's Jose Puig, our point leader in GP3. Again, some heavy damage to that Ferrari right off the hop here tonight. And it has been a struggle making laps for the Porter driver. But looks like he's still in the lead for Atlanta with the point lead heading back north to Montreal. How about that next week, first ever trip for the LATM GP Series to the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve on the banks of the St. Lawrence River. Really cool story about that track. It's a man-made island in the middle of St. Lawrence. It was all rock, it was believed, when they made the Montreal subway back in the 1960s. They turned it into a host event site for one of the Olympic Games in '76, and then turned it into a F1, Grade 1 F1 course. In the Canadian Grand Prix, and that's for the LATM GP Stars will decide the championship next Friday.
That was Juan Salazar we just looked at. He's got a 2-second lead. Back here to Dominic Massey. He's got a 5-second lead over Powell. As they've got just a few minutes remaining. Both those guys trying to stay mistake-free for the meantime.
Codwalder has trimmed into that lead down to 2.1 seconds. You see Massey working up on Garcia. Put him a lap down. $1 million question with 5.5 left to go. Does Thomas Codwalder have enough to put the hook out and catch Juan Salazar for this one? There's David Sharp and Rothman's machine. Now Sternhagen straightaway.
Ian Carter still running fourth. He's been able to gap Forrest by a ton. They were close. He runs to the right side through the grass. Follow David Sharp now.
A big mistake by Carter. Looks like Porras was 8 seconds back, now a mere 4 seconds behind. And meanwhile, the front of PTE, Juan Salazar, he's now laying down some laps, 3 seconds, excuse me, ahead of Thomas Codwalder. Back and forth for Porras now. There's Codwalder. You see that black speck in the distance. And then Juan Salazar. See last lap Salazar a little bit quicker. Through sector 2, slower through sector 1 and 3, but faster overall. Codwalder now down through the final corner to the front stretch, 2.7 seconds back with 4 minutes left to go.
And the equalizer again, we've seen it time after time, has been pit stops. Thomas Codwalder had a 4-second slower pit stop time than Juan Salazar. That would put him in the lead right now, 2.5 seconds back. Back to David Barnes now. He's been picking his way through the GT3 cars most of the race. Had an early race incident. About to put a move on Zachary Sternhagen. This is for 11th overall. Barnes still runs 7th in class. And his GTE car. Oh, little mistake, slides it off the left side, gets loose. Able to recover, but he's going to give the spot back to Sternhagen. Getting ready to regroup and take another run at it. He's got the leaders coming up right behind him, Salazar and Codwalder. You see them peek their way into frame. The black BMW followed by the black Porsche.
.1 seconds to lead. We're in the late goings. The leaders again right behind David Barnes. There you see Salazar in the BMW. And I don't think this will be the last lap. My guess is they've got basically 2 to go. And Cadwalder, he's coming. Has slashed that lead to 1.6 seconds. This is all going on just behind David Barnes. There you see your leader in the background. Here's Cadwalder, 1.5 seconds back.
Yeah, Salazar slid to the left side, made a mistake, cost him over almost a second. Cadwalder, or Salazar regrouped though. He's going straight again, still losing time. He's stuck behind a lap car right now. Sorry, this is Barnes he's fighting with right now. Trying to get past. Gonna use Barnes to help pull him past this lap car. Put the lead down to 1.3 seconds.
Barnes to the left of Sternhagen. We'll see if he cuts Salazar right down into the chicane.
Looks like he will let Salazar go by on the left side. Now there's a couple of cars between Salazar and Codwalder.
This is really going to hurt Thomas Codwalder as he gets stuck behind Sternhagen. Now Sternhagen quickly moves to the side, gives Codwalder a lane.
Codwalder still got to get by Barnes before he can worry about Salazar. Almost a 2-second gap, and they've reached the last lap. Salazar, your leader by 1.6.
If Salazar makes a mistake, Cadwalder's probably going to have to knock a second off his previous best to not only catch Salazar, but pass him here on the last lap. Spilling out on to turn 5, the Florida Flash, he was your champion in the Spring and Summer Series, GT3 Spring Series, and then the combination GT3 Series in the summer. He wheeled that BMW to the championships. He's trying to catch Tom Codwalder in the title picture here later in the fall. He said he needed to come out and win a couple races. Well, he's doing his part right now. Down through the chicane comes Salazar. One more car to get by.
I believe that's Levesque right in front of him. They work their way through 11 and 12, spilling out onto the front stretch. Juan Salazar gonna bring it home here at Road Atlanta. Codwalder, a disappointing second place finish after a pit stop mishap. Right behind them, JP Alfonso. Good run for him, finishes off your podium. Ian Carter now, 30 seconds behind Alfonso. He's working his way into 10 A and B right now. A lot of your GT3 cars have finished up this race. Here's Massey. He works right behind Alfonso. Alfonso across the line in third. Massey, Domenico Massey. How about that run? He's going to win by 6 seconds over Powell. Powell comes across the line in second in GT3. Hoskins is going to be third. Fourth, Levesque.
There's Hoskins now down through turn 1, and First, we'll welcome in our feature winner, Juan Salazar out of Florida. Good run.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Thomas had me nervous there at the end.
It seemed like the biggest thing was you were about 4 seconds quicker on your pit stop.
Yeah, I knew something happened. I knew either he was having tire issues or he had a problem in the pit stop. So yeah,
Hey,
I'll take it.
You said to win this championship, the only thing you had control of was to win 2 races, right?
Yeah, that's the only thing I can do.
Well, that's one down. We'll see you in Montreal next week. You excited about that track?
I love that track. So yeah, I'm excited. I think the Beamer is a good combo on that track. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Juan Salazar, a solid win here tonight at Road Atlanta. We'll welcome in Thomas Cadwalder, and the difference seemed to be that pit stop. You took about 4 seconds longer than Salazar, and it kind of flipped the lead there.
Yeah, I overfilled on fuel to make sure I can make it to the end. I thought I couldn't afford to take any risks with the championship, so I knew even if I finished second, third, or fourth, it was a really good finish for me in the championship. So I was willing to overfill on that fuel.
Hey, it looked like you almost had a shot to catch Juan, and then some lap cars at the wrong spot right on the last couple laps.
Yeah, I don't know how much money he's given to those GT3s to let him buy, man.
Thomas Cadwalder, thanks again. Congratulations on a second place finish, and we will see you in Montreal. What do you think about going to Canada next week?
Oh, I actually really like that track if I get it right. You know, if I get it wrong, it's a frustrating track, but when you get it right, it's a great track.
Thomas Cadwalder, a second place finish here tonight. He is your point leader in GTE heading into next week's final event at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal. Welcome in a solid third place finish for the home track boys. I saw the home track fans were all cheering, JP Alfonso.
Yeah, I can see that. I was kind of saluting, some of the crowd and things like that every time I got a chance, especially on the straight. But yeah, I felt the energy.
Hey, you and Juan Salazar had a great race early on. After that, it just it seemed like maintain. You couldn't. Cadwalder wasn't walking from you, but you couldn't catch him either.
Yeah. I mean, like I said earlier, the temperature it was not definitely on my favor. The best that I can do is just try to keep my tires as intact as possible and try to push at the end when I'm almost empty, I guess. And that was pretty much my strategy. And definitely, I would love to stay with Juan and pit at the same time as him, because I know he's very smart when it comes to strategy and pits. But this track, definitely the blind pit lane is definitely very difficult to keep up with the guy in front of you. So yeah, I'm happy with third place finish. I was hoping that Salazar would let me win, especially being on my home track, but it's a little bit selfish like that. I know how he is.
JP Alfonso, a solid third place finish here tonight. And welcome in one more driver to our broadcast. Ian Carter, how are you tonight?
I'm doing all right.
Good. You're wheeling it tonight, man. You and your buddy Jeff are going at it.
Yeah. I had some early mishaps.
You got to be pleased with after those early mishaps, fighting back to a fourth place finish here.
Yeah, I'll take it. I like this track. I can sometimes do okay at it, so I was able to fight back, which was nice.
Well, I might be partial because it's my home country, but next week we're going to Canada. Eh? We're off to Montreal, eh?
I'm looking forward to it. I haven't done that track in about a year, but I'm excited for it.
Are you having a good time racing in the LATM GP series this year?
I am. It's been really fun. A lot of good drivers and a lot of clean drivers out here.
Hey, if your message to the guys out there who are watching this on YouTube thinking, hey, that might be a series I want to take part in.
Yeah, just get involved and, then you can see yourself on YouTube.
Ian Carter, solid fourth place finish. Congratulations on the finish tonight, sir.
Thanks.
Well, that'll wrap it up from just outside of Atlanta, Brazelton, Georgia, where Salazar goes to victory. Cadwalder finishes second. We'll keep the point lead. Domenico Massi able to hold off Troy Powell for a win in GT3. And, of course, everybody's favorite tattoo artist from Atlanta, JP Alfonso, getting it done, a third place finish on his home track. You can join us on all the socials, Facebook, LATAM GP. Also go to the website. Thank you for watching here tonight. Don't forget to join us next Thursday night on YouTube as we say hello from La Belle Province in Montreal. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve taking on an F1 track, and we're going to decide a champion for the fall season of LATAM GP. On behalf of myself, my broadcast partner Jordan, I'd like to thank you for joining us and have a good night.